books, like just little butterflies in my tummy. And I'm just educational books and fun books and books that will help people grow in their relationship with God, Bibles and things. So that is a reason that thousands of visitors come every year, and they will come through Deck 4, which is our visitor deck, and they meet us as volunteers. They meet people from all over the world because we're like a community of 400 people. We're from 60 different countries, and they're able to meet other people from different cultures and hear the hope of the gospel as we share our testimonies, as we interact one-on-one. Like, that was just really special. And then also we are able to go onshore and do service projects or partner with local churches to do ministry alongside them. Unreached, because Logos Hope is part of a broader organization called OM, which is Operation Mobilization, and they exist to see vibrant communities of Jesus followers amongst the least reached. So my time on board helped me to understand and learn about the unreached a lot more. And every time that we had community devotions, we would have like a spotlight on a country that was unreached, on a people group that was unreached, and we would just take some time as an entire community to stop and to pray for their specific needs. And I really appreciate that. I wish that was something that maybe we would each integrate into our own lives, and maybe into our church as well, that we would take the time to think about people all over the world, because like church is not just Orangeville, it's not just us, it's everyone. And I think being with people from all over the world helped that to become a lot more real to me, because I not only heard about it, but I was able to have friends from countries that were less reached, to have friends that they're the first Christian in their family, or the first missionary from their family. That's a crazy idea, but they're here because God called them, and because Jesus changed their lives, and we're able to share that with whoever comes on board, or whoever we happen upon while we're out and about on shore. So now the time that I went for was like a 2.5 month time slot, which is like the shortest option that you have for going. And it was called the STEP program, which is an acronym for short-term exposure program. So just kind of get a little view of what ship life is like, get a little view of the ministry, see if it's something that you would like to do long-term. So can you go to the next picture, please? I really don't know what pictures I even have. Okay, this is like this is my first view of the ship, which was super exciting. Actually, honestly, it wasn't as exciting because I built up a lot of like romantic ideas about this trip in my brain. So this was like, oh, it's a little smaller than I thought. But it was still like, this is going to be my home for the next 10 weeks. And honestly, I had no idea how much it would become truly home to me, because the second I stepped on board, I was surrounded by people who became like family to me, because of our shared passion for Jesus, our shared love for the gospel, and just the ways that was demonstrated every single day through care for one another. The second I came on board, I was matched up with a big sister. So she kind of helped me to understand about, oh gracious. Okay, this time is going a lot faster than I thought it would. She helped me to understand about ship life, just like share a few things. I don't know if I included a picture of her map that she drew for me, but like I'm very directionally challenged, and there's a lot of decks and a lot of stairs on this boat, and I got lost a lot. But thankfully, my big sister, oh sorry, it's sideways. My big sister was the graphic designer on board, and she was like real good at just jotting this thing up for me, so it helped me to navigate and to stay sane for the first few days on board. So I'm really happy for that. If you tilt your head, there's a little tiny black squarish thing in the very front, and that is my cabin. And there was 10 of us girls in that one cabin. Most of them spoke German, which was a little interesting. If you can go to the next slide, I think there's like some stairs going down. This is why it's called step, honestly. I was like, oh. So I definitely got a good workout every single day, just going up and down and up and down and up and down. But now stairs have a special place in my heart. I'm like, it makes me happier to go upstairs. Okay, can you go to the next slide? These are the girls who ended up in the same department as me. So when you come on board, we're each given pretty much a full-time job in some area on the ship just to help keep things running. So I was placed in the department called Angels, and our job was to do laundry and clean. Surprise, surprise, like I house clean anyway, so it just kind of fit right in. This is our commercial washing machines. Yes. So can you go back to the one with the girls? So yes, this is Cindy and Youngkyung. Youngkyung is from Korea, and Cindy is from Germany. So it makes me very happy to have a friend named Youngkyung. Like, never thought that would happen. But these are very precious girls, and I'm thankful for the time that I train right alongside of them and hear their testimonies. Like, our angel department was very special to me because we got to share testimonies and hear about one another's lives and what God had done for each of us. And we just had a very close-knit community that prayed for one another daily and had devotions together, had worship time together. That was very special. So fast forward, please. Somewhere, I don't know. This is the deckies at work. There's a lot of different opportunities on board for people of all different kinds of skill sets, all different ways that they're gifted, because, I mean, it's basically a mini floating city. You need everybody to keep it going. You need electricians and plumbers and people willing to work in the deck and the engine. Keep on going. Yes, I didn't really know what to take pictures of as far as the engine stuff for anybody who might be interested, but okay, I will come to questions in like a few minutes, okay? So you can just plunk through those. They had some cool art. Man, what do I really want to get to? Okay, so quickly, what a week looked like was 5 days of work in whatever department that we were in, and then one off day that we could kind of explore the country that we were in, just see some sights, meet people. This is all of us girls in Salvador, Brazil, which was the first port that we were in. So we had one off day, and then we also, like for me, because my shift started in the morning, I was able to have the evening free, and there were a lot of opportunities of just ministry that you could do in your free time. There was this thing, one coming was a thing called passion groups, which was just an opportunity for anyone with any kind of interest to use that to reach for ministry. So there was like choir, there was percussion group, there was a bike ministry where they took literature to the city surrounding us. There was a To the Streets ministry where we would just maybe take some literature and just go talk to people, share the gospel, pray for people. There's just all different kinds of ways, and whatever was your interest, you could get plugged in with other people on board that had the same interest, or if you had a new thing that you wanted to start up, that could happen as well. While I was on board, they started up a ministry called Quayside Church, and the quayside is just the area like right up beside the ship when we're docked. And like there will be lines of people waiting to come in to the book fair. And at times like one of my, there's also a thing called Connection Day. Every week there's just like a planned time that you're going to be involved in some kind of ministry, and they kind of pick that for you, or sometimes you might have the chance to pick it. But so one of my times was just like inviting the people into the ship and passing out waters, just trying to help them to feel welcomed and more comfortable as they waited. And we ended up singing during that time, which was just very special to worship right with these people and to share our passion just through music. And and also we had like a little worship area on deck floor, which I was also involved with a couple times, just using my ability to play piano and to sing and just to worship with whoever came on board. But anyways, there was a group who started up Quayside Worship or Quayside Church, and so every Sunday night they would worship with the people as they were coming into the boat. And this was very special to me because one of the countries that we visited, which is the main reason that I went, is Guyana, and they have a very high suicide rate, which is close to my heart. And so one of my friends who was involved in the Quayside church was able to talk to a man who was nearly ready to commit suicide and to share the gospel with him, which was just super cool. Like that this ministry was started up like while I was on board. It was a new thing, but it was reaching people even as I was there. I have like 1 minute left. This is the first time that we sailed. I did get seasick occasionally. Maybe just keep going with slides. This is a giraffe. I'm contemplating the diversity of culture, of personality, of just God's glory reflected in so many different ways. I think that's honestly one of the biggest things that I learned, and not even learned, I'm still learning. I feel like I've just scratched the surface of understanding, and I really don't know how to articulate it right now, and I don't even have a minute to do that. But there was a little thing at the zoo that had like, this is how tall a baby giraffe is, and we took a picture beside it because that's what you're supposed to do at the zoo. And one of the girls was like, I don't measure up, and Tim who was our like coordinator. We called him our stepdad. He like took care of all of us people who were in the STEP program, the short-term exposure program. He said, well, that's okay because you're not a giraffe. And I think that was like a main theme while I was there, just interacting with different people. Like our differences were obvious, and it felt a little bit like high school coming into a totally new environment, especially with a bunch of different cultures, and just feeling like I don't speak their language. Don't speak their first language. I can't connect with them in certain ways, but being able to see that as a good thing, as something that God designed on purpose, instead of something that will hinder me or something like a weakness, seeing it as a strength to, there's just ways that God has given us differences so that we will see him in different ways, so that we'll see a bit of his passion in this one person, a bit of his compassion in another person, a bit of just what he is like through different personalities and through different cultures. They each reflect him in a special way. So just being humbled by that and being excited by that was a big thing for me. I don't know what's next, but that's it. Oh, where is the picture of like everybody? Because that makes me happy. If it was less blurry, maybe you could find me. But yes, these people became like family to me. It was very hard to leave, but much easier knowing that we all share the hope of the gospel, and I will see them again. Even though it was like, am I really like looking at you for the last time, like hugging you for the last time? Like, how can I do this? I don't know. But it's not for the last time. We will see each other again, and it's so nice to be able to even have connections on, like, thank goodness for the internet now. I'm able to still keep up with them, still see how God is using them, and share how he is working in my life as well. So, I guess that's not it, but do you have any questions? Sally, you have a question?
Does everybody speak English, or
does everyone speak English? Yes.
everybody speak the same language?
Yes, we all speak English, a great grasp of English, but they learn more as they're on board. But yes, everyone speaks English, which is very nice, even though, the Germans will go off and speak German together, and the Chinese will go off and speak Chinese, but it's okay. Yes, we'll all speak English. Any other questions? Josiah.
You told me a lot about the way they kind of welcomed you in and discipled you. Do you want to talk
Yes,
about that?
shucks, that was a very big piece. I was thankful for, and just really amazed by the structure that they had on board to just invite you into their community and get you connected with people to help you grow. So, as I said before, like, I was given a big sister, and we were able to share testimonies and just encourage one another through that. I was also given a time to meet with a mentor, and even though I only met with her like a couple times over lunch for like 30 minutes, it was one of the most impactful things for my time on board. There was other.
Family?
Yes, ship family. So every Thursday night we had people that, like, we called our ship family, and we just had a meal together, and were able to get to know that little group of people more specifically. So that was special. And then, of course, like, our departments, we were each close with our departments, and then just the step group, we all came for the 2 months, and so we grew very close. Even though originally I was told, like, these are the people that you're going to connect with the most, you're probably spend the most time with them, and I was like, shucks, no, I'm gonna like try to get to know everybody. But it turned out that they actually did become some of my best friends. So yes, I was surprised by that and thankful. Gina?
As a total book lover, can you just tell a little bit about the fair and how people got excited about that?
Yes. Yes, that was definitely something that got me excited. I was like, a bookstore, yes, this is something I can get excited about. So I wasn't in the book fair department, so I didn't help in that area a ton, except like if I had an evening free, sometimes I would help to tidy up afterwards. But wow, just to see the numbers of people who came through and each found something that interested them was really, really special. Then I also made a friend. I don't know if that picture ended up in there. It's me and a little girl. And I met her in the To the Streets ministry when I just went out to talk to people, and she really loved reading, and so I was able to invite her to the ship and buy her some books when she came, books that were important to me that I already knew about and like that she was really excited to read. And then we kept in contact, and she sent me pictures like, oh, I'm reading this now, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then yes, that was just a very special connection for me to have that. And sorry. Okay, I will be done.
Thank you, Danae.
Yeah.
So this time I invite Paul to come on up. He's from World Mission. just gotta get your mic up all over. He has a video he'll be showing. If you have more questions for Danae,
Do we have Mike?
Could we play the video, please? I need both?
Yes, because this is we're streaming online and
okay.
it goes to that one.
So where do you want me to be?
You could stand like right here. That is perfect.
Okay, and then if we could play the video first and then out.
It's hard to believe that there's 2 billion people who have never heard the name of Jesus Christ. The Bible physical location, but also spiritual condition. And the phrase that's used in the Bible is ends of the earth. Now that's a challenge for you and I to get to these places, but World Mission has created an infrastructure that makes that very doable. And the way we do that is we target people who live there by distributing the treasure, which is our solar-powered audio Bible. Because so many of the people who live in the ends of the earth, or maybe even in mission fields that you're currently working, they're oral learners and they do things in groups. So they gather together and they listen to the treasure. We've made it real easy, friends, for you to connect with people by sending the treasure. And we call it Change Your World. It's simply taking loose change that you might have in your pocket, putting it inside of the Change Your World box. And as soon as this is filled up with your loose change, nickels, dimes, and quarters, as this filled up, it turns into a treasure. And so we want to encourage you to pray about getting your own Change Your World box, participating as an individual, as a family, or maybe your entire church body would participate so that you can be a part of impacting the ends of the earth. God bless you.
My name is Paul Mampindi. I am originally from Congo in Africa, and but I am a missionary. I work with another organization called Mission French Africa Ministries. But the reason I connected with World Missions is because of this, the treasure. This is the Bible itself. I'm a pastor. John chapter 1. I'm a pastor. I live in Grand Rapids, but I travel as a missionary back and forth to all the French-speaking countries in Africa. I speak French. I preach through the radio. And one thing bothered me. My mother didn't go to school, so she can't read. So when I became a pastor, I was thrilled by all the great things I find in the Bible. I do my devotions and I study the Word, I teach the Word, I preach the Word. I enjoy the Word. But what about Mom? She does not read. She can't have devotions, Mom, my mother. But she's the one who actually told me about God when I was a little boy. I didn't know she didn't know how to read. So she would go to church, sit there, and absorb whatever the preachers talked about, and then come tell me. What is amazing is, with that little knowledge, my mom actually led my dad to Christ. Dad knew how to read, but he didn't know Jesus. My mom led him to Christ in a Baptist church in Congo. So when I came to America here and then went to school and all that, one day I discovered World Missions. They had the Bible in my mother's tongue. I grabbed this thing quick. Bible, you can listen to it. This is the most precious thing for my mom, because now think about this. Half of the people in Africa don't know how to read. How are you going to have a church with people who don't have access to the Word? This is life. That's why, see, I was thinking about myself today. I'm a volunteer with World Missions. You know, myself, I lead a whole ministry, busy. I preach all over the place. But I felt great today to represent World Missions because of one reason, the Word of God. I don't want to talk too much. I just want to ask you, you know what? Forgive me for going a little bit political. You know, I hear people talking all kinds of stuff about America, but they don't understand. I am a foreigner. I came into this country a long time ago, but I discovered the American people are good people, decent, common sense people. The world is screaming and kicking. I'm not saying this to please you. No, it's the truth. Americans have shed their blood all over the world to bring peace. World War II is there to tell it. You know how many cemeteries there are in Europe, all over the place, of American people who died to bring peace in the world. This is a great country because the people here want to help. So I'm asking you, when you hear all the negativity, just close your ears. Do what you do best, which is caring for other people. America used to be the #1 missionary country in the world. South Korea is now the #1 in sending. But we can still beat them in a different way. You don't have to go. You can send. There are millions of people in the 1040 windows not know Christ because they can't hear the word. This, when we give it to them, they listen to the word of God in their own mother tongue. There's nothing more powerful than that. One thing is how cheap it is. So this is it. It's called the treasure. So whatever yourself or your kids or your grandkids put in these little boxes are going to be out there. It's going to buy this, and then we ship it. People use this to reach out. But so many good stories about how people started churches just listening to this together as a group. There are so many good stories. So maybe you won't go to Africa, or you won't go to Asia, but you can send this so that those who do not know the Lord can come to Him. Listen, at the end of time, God won't ask you how much money you had, what you did for this and that. He's going to ask you, how many people did you tell about me? Lord, I didn't know French. I did not know Arabic. But this thing knows French and Arabic and all the different languages. Send it there and pray about it. Now, they say, missionary, you just come get the money. No. You put your money here, say a prayer. Don't just put change there. Put money there. Pray that this can bring somebody to Christ. So now you know that I'm a preacher. And all God's people said, Amen. So if you have a question, you ask. I will leave them out there Take them for yourself, for your grandkids, for your neighbors. Just give it to them. When they are ready, bring them back to church. I think, who is the contact person here who's going to, do we have somebody here? I was emailing somebody. What? That's, oh, good. Nice to see you. So I will leave everything here and then we can connect. Thank you.
How old were you when you were saved, and kind of give a little bit of your testimony, please?
I was 15 years old when I came to the Lord. And, as I said, my mom brought my dad to the faith. Once my dad became a Christian, he was on fire. So he was he passed away. Mom is alive, but dad passed away. And then I just watched how dad lived, how his life changed. And I said, I want to be like, if God can change dad, I want to be changed too. So at 15, I gave my life to the Lord. And then I was planning to go to medical school. But then the Lord said, no, I want to make you into a different kind of doctor. You're going to take care of souls. So I became a pastor, and now I serve with Mission, French Africa Ministries, based here in Grand Rapids. Because of this, I am a volunteer with World Missions. So that's why I came here today. Now you will forgive me, I won't stay with you for the service. I will go after that. We pastors have, you can't imagine all the stuff that goes here, Any other questions? Yes?
Do you have it also in English?
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, more than 30 languages. English, French, everything. Arabic, whatever. It's just beautiful. We have them in English. If you need them, just talk to her. We will find a way to get some to you. Yeah. Good?
So it's 10:10, so we'll call it quits there and regather at 10:30, right? Thank you, everybody.